Okay, welcome to Jack. All right, first up, pick which game you want to play.
Well, you gotta be patient with the technology.
60 seconds.
In my day, I had to ride a horse on the information superhighway.
All right, let's kill the crosstalk.
Okay, great.
People, we're getting ready to...
All right.
Now, how many people do we have?
Yes, you are. It's good to see you. Who are you?
Hey, why don't you type your name in there for me?
Wrangling by Todd. I wrangle baby.
Thanks.
Wrangle.
45 seconds. Your buzzer is the letter B, as in more bang for your buck.
Ned Beatty's not me.
I see if they can predict
We might have a binary bitmap problem here.
20 seconds. All right, pay attention. People screw this up all the time. As soon as you think you know the answer to a question, buzz in. Then you have to hit the number that corresponds to the answer you want. You got that?
10.
Have a good one.
9. Get rid of the desktop, please. 7. 6. Let's go to 5. 4. 3.
Mr. Divot hairpieces are available at all fine salons and garden centers. It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And Josh Schmitzenstein takes the plate. Here's the pitch, the swing, and it's out of the park! The crowd is going wild! Schmitty has done it again! He has done it again! Excuse me, I'm sorry. I was just living out a little fantasy of mine. I'll be right with you. I want to finish up here. And here comes the Kissing Bandit to cover our hero Schmitty with kisses. Okay, now I'm ready. Hey, did I mention it was our World Series episode? Good. All right, you ready? Let's start. Time to pick a category.
Question number 1.
The category is the secret signal for Up Yours. $1,000 if you get it. Okay, no outs. Men at first and third. The manager touches his cap and his nose, giving the signal for bunting. How should the on-deck batter come to the plate? Eating a moist cake, swinging foam insulation, cloaked in white lace, or wearing baby clothes. Should have picked this. A bunting is a thick-footed type thing that wraps a baby up like a little sausage. And the player is so cute that even though he strikes out, the umpire lets him on base. Hey, it works for Bugs Bunny. Give me a category. Well, I hope you're all rested up, because you're about to take on a dis or dat. This dis or dat category name is, what is the atomic symbol for a strike? Let's see, oh, you already know how to play. Fine, you got 30 seconds. You ready? Let's dance. Wrigley Field. Magnetic Field. Edison Field. Tropicana Field. Quantum Field. Unified Field. One more. Synergy Field. Last one, hurry up and answer. That'll do it. Perfect. And with time to spare, no less. Here you go. Congratulations. Let's move on. All right, I need a category.
Answer question 3.
Coming at you, the land of the free and the foam of the brave. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Think fast. It's question time. If you're wearing a giant foam rubber #1 finger at a World Series game, what might a person who reads sign language assume you are signing? A for Angels, B for Braves, D for Diamondbacks, or T for Tigers? That big foam finger with the index finger pointed up and the other fingers curled over the thumb looks most like the sign language letter D. Of course, the mere fact that you're wearing a foam finger pretty much means you're saying D for dork. All right, pick a category.
Hallelujah! Bow your heads and pray to 4.
For your enjoyment, it's root, root, root for the fascists. You get it right, you get 2K. Now, you know what I've been thinking is that the World Series ought to include the whole world, right? So, say the disputes of World War I were settled on the playing field instead of on the battlefield. If the triple entente turned to triple play, how would the ball have been thrown? Canada to the U.S. to Britain, Britain to France. During the early 20th century, the triple entente consisted of an alliance between Britain, France, and Russia. Batter's out. Out on second. Out on third. Welcome back. Time to play round 2, where the values are doubled. All right, y'all set? Here we go. Time to pick a category.
Numero 5, and you don't know Jack.
For your enjoyment, buy me some peanuts and matzo balls. How does $2,000 sound? You know, if there's one thing that I always say, it's that the marriage of professional sports and religion would be a match made in heaven. Well, if only the rest of the world shared my insight. Say Major League Baseball changes the All-Star game to the All-Star of David game if the number of innings corresponds to the number. The Star of David is made of 2 overlapping triangles, which form, let me check my math here, yep, 6 points. Yep, and the All-Star of David game is a much more fast-paced game than usual, too, because, you know, they have to get it finished before the sun goes down on Friday. Give me a category.
We're a bunch of hicks and we love the question 6.
The category, talking baseball in tongues. And this one's going to be worth $6,000. You know what would be really cool about having a World Series that involved countries from all over the world? Well, then you could see athletes who are, you know, in shape. Suppose the World Series took place in different countries around the world. Because it is the name of an actual place, which of these could you do? Catch a grounder in Germany, throw a pitch in Russia, get a hit in Iraq, or steal a base in France. It is actually the name of a town in Iraq. You can find it if you head just east of the city called Scum-Sucking American Pigs and then make a right at the Capitalist Devils Must Die International Airport. All right, pick a category.
7, lucky, lucky 7.
This category is known as Baseball Movie plus Love Story equals cha-ching, and this one's worth $2,000. Could you please help me out here? I'm trying to remember the name of this actor. Just buzz in and type his name when you know it. He's one of my favorites. He's very talented, very diverse. You know the guy. He plays a baseball player in Bull Durham. He plays a baseball fan in Field of Dreams, and he plays a baseball player in For Love of the Game. Who is he? Go for it. Type in your... My close personal friend, Kevin Costner, is the actor in all of those baseball-related films. But if you think his great talent is limited to baseball parts, you must not be familiar with his work in such classic films as The Postman or Waterworld. All right, I need a category.
2, 4, 6, 8. Question 8 is jailbait. Go 8.
Well, what do we have here? Get your hits on Route 66. $2,000 for a correct answer. Okay, so you know how in New York, when their 2 teams were in the World Series, they called it the Subway Series, right? Well, if the cities along Route 66 had a Route 66 series, which team could not play in it? Chicago Cubs, St. Louis Cardinals, Houston Astros. While the Cubs, Cardinals, and Dodgers could all play in a Route 66 series, the Astros could not. What I'm trying to say here is Houston is not on Route 66. I guess they could switch leagues and play the Arizona Diamondbacks in a Highway 10 series, but then what would be the point? Give me a category.
Aloha, question number 9.
Well, what do we have here? 2001, A Base Odyssey. And this one's worth $4,000. Hey, have you seen how some teams have been sporting those futuristic uniforms this year? It's kind of creepy. Anyway, suppose that, in the future, baseball develops a brave new World Series. Based on the Huxley novel, which of these will occur? Women will keep the players in cages. Aliens will battle humans on the field. Players will be replaced by robotic dogs. Or owners will make their teams in hatcheries. What do you say we check out the right answer? The novel Brave New World portrays a future in which humans are developed in hatcheries and conditioned from birth. Yes, and what a frightening world it would be if baseball players were conditioned from birth to be the same. Why, it's so much better now having 1,000 unique and individual crybaby personalities in baseball. Welcome back. It's time to play round 3. All right, I hope you're all together because we're going. Time to pick a category.
10 fingers and 10 toes. Would you like to have a cheap cigar?
Here we have, who cares who's on first? I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. Well, it wouldn't be a World Series episode without that baseball comedy classic, Who's On First? Why don't you listen to this old tape? I said, who's on first? Me first album was with the Attractions. No, who's on first? I was first known as Declan McManus, I ought to knock your block off! Yeah, it's a classic, all right. So who recorded this version of Who's On First? Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, Bud Abbott and Frank Costello, Bud Abbott and John Costello, or Bud Abbott and Elvis Costello? Okay, you see, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello were the guys who originally did the... See, if I take something that you're familiar with and put it in a different context, I'm hoping that you never mind. For the curious, here's the right answer. My close personal friend Elvis Costello was born Declan McManus, recorded with the Attractions, and had a U.S. hit with Every Day I Write the Book. Thanks a lot for coming in, Elvis. Right, Schmitty, anytime, I say, and be sure to tune in next week when Harpo Marx hits Richard Marx with a sock full of manure. All right, I need to...
It's 11 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1 is 11.
This category is known as Time Flies When You Suck. How does $4,000 grab you? Hey, speaking of the World Series, we gotta... Oh, hey, old man. What the hell are you doing here?
Blow it out your meat hole. I got a World Series question about my Chicago Cubbies that I've been itching to ask, man.
All right, go on.
Which of these statements about the last time the Chicago Cubbies won the World Series is not true? Not true. The U.S. only had 46 states, the Titanic hadn't made its voyage, World War I had already been fought, or the Wright brothers hadn't flown yet.
The last time the Chicago Cubs won a World Series and old man took a breath without assistance was 1908.
Yeah, that was a good year, damn it.
But hey, anyone could have a bad millennium.
Amen, sister.
All right, pick a category.
Well, let's delve into question 12.
We're calling this one, the chow mein comes with a hot dog. I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. Flex those fingers, here it comes. Which of the following is as American as baseball? Dim sum, chop suey, lo mein, or mushu? Chop suey is a Chinese-American dish. They don't have it in China. In case you were wondering, in China, they also don't have restaurants with names like Use, Take Out, and What's Up. Time to pick a cat.
Look at the green.
It's 13.
We're calling this one Fly Ball Deep to Finland, and this one's worth $6,000. Okay, get out your passports. It seems the World Series is so big, they're actually going to use the whole world as the baseball diamond. Imagine home plate is Antarctica, the North Pole is center field, and the pitcher's mound is in the Sudan. Where's first base? Mexico, Canada, Belgium, or China? If Antarctica were home plate and you batted toward the North Pole, first base would be somewhere around China. Oh, and if you're watching the game, don't get stuck in the cheap seats in Alaska. It takes the beer guy forever to get there. Give me a category. I believe this one is called, It's Not If You Win or Lose, It's How You Argue the Calls. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. And now, your question. Say a baseball manager wants to contest an umpire's call, which is awful unsportsmanlike, don't you think? If the manager is in a dugout, how will he most likely get out to the field to argue? He'll drive, he'll paddle, he'll fly, or he'll roll. A dugout is a canoe or boat made from a hollowed-out log. But don't tell that to the players. Next thing you know, they'll all be insisting that they sit in a yacht instead. Welcome to the Jack Attack. All right then, let's fast forward and get right to the good part. Here comes your clue. Could you translate that into baseball? Batter up. You're like some kind of machine! Let's check out your score! That's the game! Wow, that was an exciting game. That was a real thrill. You're the best player we've had by far. Now do me a favor, will you? Look to your left, now look to your right, now repeat after me.
You don't know Jack!
Howdy, kids. This is Pecos Bucky here, telling you to tune in next week for another exciting episode of You Don't Know Jack for Netshow. Woohoo! And they didn't even pay me to say this. Woohoo!
Nice work, everybody. Roll the commercials. And Cookie, what's going on now?
Hey, if you want to do another one, just let me know.
Hey guys, Cookie's audio is getting slightly distorted.
Oh, look, I've already got a grievance from the union.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Excuse
well
me,
then,
let's
have
see.
fun doing whatever it is you think will be more fun than this. Bye.
Okay, this is